What about the AI system? Have you redone it?
No, not so much. It's been improved and polished. So Napoleon works, and it's our evolution cycle, right? So we do a revolution game, which is all our code is boom, 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 done from scratch, or radically overhauled, and then we do an evolution where we take that code, we polish it, and we push it to be the finest it can be. Napoleon is our evolution product. Now that doesn't mean we haven't done significant work on the AI, because we have. We've done a huge amount. So for players who were a bit more concerned with Empire's AI on release, they felt it was too passive, or perhaps the battle AI was too easy to beat. What I would say is have a go at patch 1.5 for Empire, which is the most recent patch. You'll find that the campaign AI is much more aggressive. You'll find that the battlefield AI is much more decisive. That is the very, very baseline for Napoleon. So we start from that point and we go from there. Now, the battle AI for Napoleon has had a huge amount of focus paid on things like siege battles. So the AI can now defend forts more realistically, understands which walls it should be mounting against, and knows where breaches have been made, so it can kind of funnel in and prevent those things, turn them into bottlenecks. Equally, when attacking, it knows the value of breaching a wall and then funneling through it and things like that. So the siege mechanic's been changed. The battle mechanic in general has been overhauled, so you'll find that the AI knows a lot more now about flanking. Probably the best way of describing it, to be a bit techie about it, but just for the sake of a holistic approach. The AI we introduced in Empire was a brand new AI system which went away from a state-based approach, which is where AI plays games like chess. So it goes, I do this, then I have 3 possible moves I can make as a result, and then I do that, and then I have 2 possible moves, and it follows down a decision tree. The AI in Empire was a goal-oriented system, where it went onto basically like a post-it note system of orders. So it would go, objective number 1, destroy their artillery. Objective number 4, protect my general. And then as things changed on the battlefield, it would move these objectives up and down, depending on what became important. So let's say you exposed its general to attack. It went, oh, number 4's just become number 1. So I now need to reorganize my army around defending my general. That was massively successful in one way, in that it made the AI extremely reactive, and much less planned and kind of state-based stuff. However, it also resulted in some behaviour where you may find the AI was milling around. So it would go, I'm going to do this. Oh no, you've done that, so I'm going to go do that. So what we've done to improve that in Napoleon is we've basically given the AI the ability to multitask. So it goes, I'm going to make a plan and commit to it. In addition, if you do anything else, I'm going to take a small portion of my force and deal with that. So it now has the ability to act a bit more like a human, diverting resources until something becomes so important that it needs the whole army's focus. So that's kind of how the AI has been changed in terms of the battles, certainly for future.
I think that's answered most of my questions on the Battleman. Apart from, are there any teasers you could give us about special units that might pop up? Or any interesting tidbits that you... I
would say that a lot of units that exist today in the armies of Europe were formed during the Napoleonic era. Units like the Black Watch, and people like that, and certainly some of the French Revolutionary Guards. The Russians have some incredibly good units that you want to look after. They have access to some pretty awesome stuff in the artillery side as well, right at the end of the campaigns, at the end of the technology tree. I'd say look out for the bizarrely named Russian unicorn gun, which historically is accurate. I don't know why it's called a unicorn. It sounds like ponies and fairy tale, but it's actually a 20-pound cannon that can literally tear the earth to pieces. So it's an awesome gun. In addition, some of the I don't want to give the game away, but like I say, some of the British line infantry units, especially those, like I said, like the Black Watch and others, and perhaps even the Brunswickers, are very, very valuable units to have, of which you can only get one on the battlefield, but will do a great deal of damage. There are also a number of units which, if you different retailers and different kind of front ends have different like elite units and stuff like that. So depending on where your focus is and what you enjoy, you may want to go down that route and pre-order with a certain, I don't know, retailer or online and get a certain special unit for your box.